Hey guys, Cry here from Team Impossible Odds. You ready to see some crazy backstab action? Boom, over 9,000. Here's another clip against a Mesmer. This one's even crazier. He tries to get away from me. Basically we've been fighting for a little bit, and then boom, I just blow him up. 11k crit. Alright, here's a match for you guys I'll be narrating. Basically I go to the enemy side, try and pick up a boss steal on Chieftain. And I see they're trying to basically zerg it, and this Mesmer here, he takes note, so I go into stealth, and then I Heartseeker up to Chieftain so I can get in range for a Heartseeker plus Mug combo. And then, boom, just blow him up. About 7k damage right there, instantly. That's pretty much a guaranteed steal as long as the Chieftain is low. And then I try to slow these guys down a little bit so he can get in mid. And then, they don't seem to chase me or notice me, so I just kind of go around back. And I think this was the real Mesmer, but it wasn't, so I just decided to stealth off of it. And I had to henge to see what's going on. This wasn't a pug game, so I couldn't really communicate with my teammates. I noticed my teammate there just capped the node, and there's nothing there to fight, so I just go mid. As you can see, I'm Heartseekering around for mobility. This is actually faster than running. It's even faster than running with swiftness in short bursts. And I notice we have a huge fight going on here. It looks like a 4v2. So I'd enter the fray. We already have a person down. You really don't want to jump into a big group of enemies as a thief. You just can't survive. So as you can see, I'm just dropping cluster bombs, trick shotting, just doing a ton of AoE damage from a decent range. This guy's going for a res, so I decided to go in and spinning axe him, which is supposed to make me immune to damage, but however, they had retail on them, which nearly just killed me, which is one of the reasons retail is just silly sauce OP right now. As you can see, I just went from almost full health to nearly dead in a matter of seconds, and they weren't even hitting me. It was just all damage that I was reflecting towards myself. I had to peace out because, you know, I'm low. There's a bunch of guys there, so I start running. This thief takes note of me. I enter stealth before he can Heartseeker me. I just run by him. Because I'm trying to circle back around to mid. See if I can kill the guy that's stationed there before the teammates arrive. Because most of them have left at this point. Now there's only two. So a tanky warrior and a pretty tanky guardian as well. So you see I'm just dropping cluster bombs, trick shotting. I mean, they can't get to me. The warrior switches to rifle, start doing some damage to me, but he doesn't hit too hard. Because he's mostly, he's got a lot of tank stats, and I just keep bombing him, and I get help from another rifle warrior over there. To get this guy decently low, I just go into stealth, backstab him, drop him. I intercept the hammer that he throws in downstate, so my teammate gets the stomp instead of me. This annoying guardian just keeps knocking us back with his bubbles, so we just decided to go in. I don't really have much CC in this build. The only one being the steal I get from him, so I managed to steal and get the hammer daze, which stops his heal. I try to go into a burst backstab, but I'm just not really doing any damage to this guy, or high damage, because he's really tanky. But me and this warrior, we bring him down pretty damn fast, considering how tanky he is. Chieftain just respawned, and I'm basically stuck here capping mid, because can't really communicate with my team. Warriors just kind of going back and forth. I decided to go to henge, but then I realized, what if they just go back around, try and cap mid? So I just decided to go back to mid, while also watching mine over there, which is our node. And then after checking, make sure there's no one on our side of the map. They're all on their side of the map basically. I decided to go down here, chase this guardian. I should have crippled him sooner, which would have allowed me to get an earlier backstab in, but I messed up. So there goes the cripple, the stealth, the backstab with assassin signet, and boom. He gets dropped with a steal and a just steal and auto attack damage plus that heavy 7.5k backstab. Quickly dropping that guardian before he could pretty much even react. I didn't even have to use the daze that I stole from him. That's what happens when everything you get basically crits. You can just do massive amounts of damage to pretty much anything. Guardians are known for high toughness, but they really don't have that much HP. So if you can apply heavy bursts to them really fast, they'll go down. When compared to a warrior, which has a lot more HP. Like as you can see here, there's 3 up there. I'm just cluster bombing them, some AoE damage, which they eat. This warrior chases me, does his little spinning axe, but it misses. Mesmer clones are just following me around. I blow them up with a trick shot, and a cluster bomb. And the Mesmer comes down to 1v1 me, which is really silly. You shouldn't do that. And I just boom, crit him for 10k with a backstab, and drop him with about 3 or 4 more hits from my auto. Didn't even have the Heartseeker. As you can see, that amount of damage is just crazy. It's really hard to react to that. So he just got destroyed, and then this warrior now wants to 1v1 me. So I steal to him, spinning axe him, which he doesn't really react well to. He eats the whole duration for 6.2k. Backstab him, doesn't crit, just 2k. This guy has a lot of toughness and a lot of HP. And now he just popped Rampage, so I pop my Signet to break the stun and just come back right at him as he knocks me away. He stuns me again, but it's right when I go into stealth, and I backstab for 4.6k. I just chasing him. He really can't do any damage to me. He's really tanky, but he doesn't have any sustain. So I just bring him down with sustain damage, while also pumping out some decent crits. And then I go into stealth here to stomp him, so he can't use his hammer to stun me. Now we're back fighting this Guardian again, but we have a huge number advantage, 3v1. Can't really do anything. Bring him down with Focus Fire. As you can see, the basic combo with this is Cloak and Dagger into a Assassin Signet plus Backstab. This basically does a huge amount of damage, and it also puts you in stealth. And if you combo this correctly, the fact that our traits remove conditions and you can basically use stealth so often with this build, you can really just pump out ridiculous numbers. Here guys, here's the build section. Basically I'm going with Dagger short bow. We pick up 20 points into Deadly Arts for Mug, which gives us access to a burst on our steel, so you can crit for up to 6k. We pick up Dagger Training, 5% damage, pretty self-explanatory for our daggers. Go 30 into Critical Strikes as a crit build. We pick up Furious Retaliation, which basically increases our crit rate to 71% once an enemy hits below 50%. We pick up Signet Use to reduce the cooldowns on our Signets and allow them to basically be used as a battery for initiative. And then we get Executioner, which works really well with Furious Retaliation. Basically, if an enemy is below 50% HP, then we do 20% increased damage, and we also have a 71% crit rate on them. Next we go into Shadow Arts to pick up Shadow's Embrace. This increases our Condi removal to acceptable levels. Basically how this works is the moment you enter stealth, you remove 1 condition, and then every 3 seconds after that you also remove 1 more condition. This synergizes well with Meld with Shadows. And next we pick up Infusion of Shadow, which I believe is necessary for any stealth build. This basically means the moment we enter stealth, we are refunded to initiative. So Cloak and Dagger, which costs 6 initiative, only costs 4 as long as we hit it. Hide in Shadows gives us 2 initiative free. Same with Shadow Refuge and the Last Refuge, which is a cheat death mechanic. For our abilities here, we decided to pick up Hide in Shadows. Stealth works well with the build, gives us more Condi removal. Infiltrator Signet for a gap closer and escape mechanic. It breaks stun. Next we get Assassin Signet. This basically increases power by 90 and gives us access to a high burst, 150% damage on next hit. You use this with Backstab normally, increasing the damage to insane levels, such as like 12k crits. Next we get Shadow Refuge, which is an AoE pulsing stealth circle. This grants up to 15 seconds of stealth, and it's great as a res utility. And you can also use it, it works well with Shadow's Embrace, as if anyone bombing it with Condis and such, it'll drop all the conditions off you. Next we get Thieves Guild, which in my opinion is the best elite on the Thief. This allows for distraction, damage, CC, does a lot of great things for you. For our equipment we go Divinity, as this is a critical build. This increases our damage, our crit damage by 12%. And all our stats by 60, which is really strong right now. The other side would be Ogre. I prefer this one for this type of build. We go for Sigil of Rage for basically more burst damage. When that haste procs, your auto attack just really destroys people. Sigil Bloodlust, right now how this works is if you kill a person or a NPC boss or something like that, you get 50 power, so you get 5 stacks per kill. This means you only have to kill 5 people to get maximum stacks of 250 power. This scales really well with your percent damage increases, making you basically just snowball out of control. Next we get Superior Sigil of Fire. This does a AoE Flame Blast that can crit for about 1500 in an AoE. This synergizes really well with the AoE capabilities of the short bow, and I think it is a must on short bow, in my opinion. For our Jewel and Amulet, we pick up a Berserker Jewel and Amulet. This increases power, precision, crit damage, and gives some vitality as well. So we're not completely squishy, we still have some HP, and this increases our crit damage to the maximum level. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have more videos coming out soon. Check out my live stream, follow my Twitter, and check out our guild website or our team website, which will be listed below. I hope you guys enjoyed.